Right, we are live. So I just wanted to talk about my recent training that I did, which is about making 997 before Christmas. It was one of my most best attended webinars I think I've ever done. I think we had like 100 and something on the live call and 300 or 400 people sign up, right? And it was great. I really enjoyed doing it and got really good feedback. But the best feedback is the feedback that I got from Joanne, which was basically, I've took your advice, I've done the work, and I've made the money. So, Joanne, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah. So I'm Jo. I am the founder of the Student Mindset Academy, which helps teens and students conquer their stress and their anxiety and their overwhelm, and basically transforms them so they feel confident about life and their exams. That's basically what I do. And it's been a mission of mine since I've been a teacher for too many years, Helen, for way too many years. But I'm now a tutor, so I started the Student Mindset Academy to do that tutoring, but with a very clear message, which is there is a real balance between the emotional well-being and mental health for teens and students, as well as the learning. And what's happened, I suppose, like all businesses, slightly pivoted away from the tutoring and more to the coaching, particularly with students in college, and one's going to university. I've got a lot of people between that sort of 16 to 20 bracket actually at the moment, 21, needing that support. Yeah.
Nice. Well, as a parent of two school refusers and one who's very happy and settled in college now, and one who's going into GCSEs and wants to get excellent results so she can go on and be a lawyer, and she's got to go on to get into her top sixth form and into a top university. For somebody who's had a couple of years out of school, that's quite stressful, for somebody. So yeah, I love the idea of the program, and I think the best thing about what I do is helping people like you, Jo, actually get more clients, because the more clients you have, the more families that you're helping. And I am one of those, we've not worked together directly, but I am one of those families who need support. They need support. And like you say, it's not just about tutors. You can get a tutor in, and it's not just about counsellors and therapists. You can have those in, but it's kind of how those two fit together. So I think what you're doing is really important work, and obviously very personally, like emotionally connected to me, which is great. So for me, the more people I can get you in front of, the better. So tell me about your experience of finding me and your journey with me so far.
Oh my goodness, I followed you for years, like most people on here, Helen. Most of us have followed you for a long, long time, and I just love the just the no nonsense, say it as it is, put it out there, and it's up to you. You either take that advice and use it, or you don't. Now, I've followed several of your challenges, and there have been times that maybe my business wasn't in the right place, but as my business is now in the right place and I've kept doing them, I get more out of it each time, to the point where I did exactly what you suggested. And I think for me, a lot of it was confidence as well. I think as you're an entrepreneur and you're new into it and you're new with social media things, I don't mind posting about my kids and my family and what I ate for breakfast, but in terms of promoting a business, that's a completely different ball game. So I've had to grow into my own into my own confidence, if you like, with that. So I found you through that, and some of the with the mastermind, and I just I just did what you said. You took action, and actually I learned you doesn't have to be perfect. And what you would have said earlier, actually this morning, you were talking about I watched that and I thought, yeah, that's right. They say about imperfect action, but actually that is absolutely true. And I know that all the things you said a year or so ago, absolutely spot on, but it's just resonated now. Maybe think, right, do you know what? Let's just go out and do it. Let's just,
Yeah, I think that's so common. So obviously, as I become a real old timer in the online space, like I'm going into year 6, which in the online world, if you're not burnt out or given up or just, falling out of love with the whole thing, once you get to this stage, what's really interesting is I'm hearing this more and more from people who are in my world, is that when I first came across you, I wasn't even ready to listen to you. In fact, I found you quite confronting or quite challenging because I just wasn't ready. And as I've evolved as a business owner, almost along with me, because I'm evolving all the time, and if you're in the mastermind, you'll see behind the scenes of that. And I'm very open and honest that I'm like, I'm winging it. I'm making it up to go along best I can. Whatever I can get that works, then we'll do more of that. And what doesn't, I'm just as happy to fail flat on my face as I am to have a big success, right? So everyone's learning together. And it's really interesting seeing people evolve and get to that point where the stuff that I'm saying never changes. I've done this training in a various different guises, whether it's make £500 in 5 weeks, whether it's make £1,000 a month, whether it's, put together an offer that you can, sell again and again and again, whatever it is, but it's just landing at the right time. So I see it as my job is just to keep showing up, and the people who are in the right space at the right time will come along, they'll take action. Yeah.
And actually, that's what I love about it, is that it's just role modeling what you tell us to do, which is not give up, just keep posting, keep going. And that's been it for me. I think previously, maybe I wasn't in a space where I thought, well, if it doesn't work straight away, then I'm a failure. But actually, we all know that it doesn't happen overnight. You've got to work at these things. And actually, by being consistent and keeping going and following the advice, then actually you do start to see results. And that's been the best thing for me, without a doubt. I don't know, something just twigged. I don't know what it is. I can't actually put my finger on it. It's like, we know there's no magic bullet to this sort of thing. We know that's the case. But actually, if you follow that strategy that you share openly all the time, then actually and actually perseverance, and sticking with it. Because actually, what I've also believed, Helen, is that working on my online program so that students and teens can access that, that's given me confidence as well, that I actually have something. I feel so passionate about it. And the more I'm engaging with teens and students and their families, a lot of parents I work with at the moment, knowing that it's actually having a positive impact and it's transforming, to that again, that's your evidence, isn't it? It's the evidence that it's actually worthwhile. And I think it's that inner confidence, I think, that has that's meant I've actually got off the backside and done something about it this time.
Well, you're amazing at what you do, and most people I meet are amazing at what they do. I'm just here to teach you to get good at getting in front of more people. It's just basically teaching you to be a good business owner and a good marketer. What you do is always great, just not getting in front of enough people. And I think it really genuinely upsets me when I see great people who are bad at marketing and are not able to take my advice and get better at it and get more visibility, because all the people they're not helping. It's almost like criminal that people who have amazing talents are keeping themselves small just through lack of understanding, which is why I do so much free stuff, because somebody somewhere, if they just take one thing and they get a result, like say, and then that momentum can build. So why did you come along? So if you're already in the mastermind and you've done a number of my LinkedIn challenges, what was it about this webinar that made you click on it?
Oh, it was, I just thought, yes, I'm at that place where actually I need to get my arse in gear, actually. Sorry, but that's what I do. And I thought, actually, I feel confident enough about the products I've got, how I can help other people. And actually, I want to be doing that. I want to be doing that more and more and more. So actually, why wouldn't I go out there and try it? So I saw it come up and I thought, right, yes, this is a good start. This is a positive start. You always give good advice. Let's see what it is. That was it.
Did you come live? You came live, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes. Yeah. Became live. Yeah, I did. And I just thought, it was just great to, to be able to hear other people as well in the similar situation, which is a very supportive community, isn't it, that you have anyway. Everybody is trying to do their very best and wants that, that absolute nugget, that thing that unlocks the door. But I just took what you said and thought, right, whilst you're talking, I'm going to go in, I'm going to post something, I'm going to go out there and do it, which was to offer one-to-one slots of parents who are, not sure where to go next or how to communicate with their teen or how to get to the crux of the problem. And from that, I got at least 2 parents who then said to me, and I know it's one of those little light bulb moments where they said to me, we've been following you for a while. Someone said, I've been following you for about a year. Now, I know I've heard so many people say that, but when it happens to you for the first time, it's like, I was actually really choked. I was like, oh, someone's been following. But it was so nice because I'm now working with their child and they've seen a real difference. And, you know, I had a thank you message from them just yesterday saying, oh, look, she's so much lighter and happier this week. And I just thought, yeah, so it's definitely worth doing. It's definitely worth having belief in your pricing as well, and actually because you talked about the joy, value, profit, all those sorts of things, and I was thinking, well, actually, what is the value of that, and what do I get my joy from? And I managed to put a price out there which I would never have done before. I think you were talking about just getting out there, you know, being confident, saying what you think, this is what it is, and I delivered that with so much confidence after what you said in the training, that when the parent just said yes, I almost fell off my chair. I was like, I wanted to say really, but yeah. So yeah, thank you for that. It's brilliant.
I love that. So let's get into the cold hard ROI on your free training that you had with me. So how much money have you made with that offer that you? So what we did in the training, we talked about crafting an offer, 3 different offers, picking the one you like the best, putting it out there. So you went through the whole process on the call, put it out there on the call. Price at the 497 one.
Yeah, but yes, it was 499. I put it out at 499. Previously that training was 297 for 6 weeks, but I just came up with, it literally came out, just tripped off my tongue, 499 for 5 weeks, and I thought actually that sits well with me. I put out a post for the £99 thing as well, and I think what's happened is they were actually a cue to other parents then to go, oh, she's actually got a slot with parents, and that was almost the way in with them, so it was like an immediate upsell if you like. So I've got 3 of those now. So it's got the 1497, which is great, plus the 3 of the £99 as well. So huge. I mean obviously there's a financial ROI, but the emotional, you know what I mean, the confidence ROI is priceless.
Oh, the confidence ROI is priceless. Goosebumps, and let's hope this is going to be recorded. Oh, this was fantastic. Sorry. It says something you think, wow, I couldn't have paid you to say something so powerful, and it makes me feel emotional thinking that something that I created on a whim and I did genuinely to help people has helped you get that confidence to put it out there, plus all the work you did before. So they have been watching you for a while, so all that work paying off, and then for you to get a thank you off a parent whose life's been transformed, because I know how it feels when you've got children who are struggling. You're only ever as happy as your unhappiest child, right?
Yeah.
So it's just mind-blowing for me. Like, it's fantastic. And it's magical, right? Because between us, like the alchemy of that, we created that to happen. Like, it's mad, isn't it?
Absolutely. And actually her actual words were, you've given me my daughter back.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my goodness. And that's, that's why we do what we do, because it makes a difference to somebody. And to me, that is at the heart of what I do. We all do something as of service, or whether it's we do something for other people, whether it's a product or whether it's a service. But for me, it's a service. It's helping other people. And if I can help, families communicate better and parents to understand teens better, and all, just be that mediator, if you like, and actually, Hannah, interestingly, out of that, I've had another parent say to me, oh, would you do some education consultancy for me? Will you come into schools? So I'm going into schools to actually support the parents. We're talking to the head teachers and teachers as well. So lots has come out of that. I need to mention Rochelle as well, if that's okay.
Of course.
Because Rochelle Dallas, who everyone will know on here, has been wonderful in helping me get my online program for teens up and running. She is an absolute superstar. So thank you to Rochelle. Shout out to Rochelle for that as well.
All the love in the room for Rochelle Dallas. Yes, of course you can. Absolutely. She does the consultancy. Absolutely amazing. And it's all part of the process of helping more people. And the thing, if you're going to go into schools and talk to parents, and that's funded by the school, then you're going to access so many more people are going to be access your support who can't afford to pay, or, you know, aren't able to invest in working with you right now. And that's so powerful, because we do it for the money, right? We're running businesses, yeah. But you'll have the same model as me, where it's because people are able and willing to invest in working with me on a deeper level in loads of different ways, that allows me to do so much free content. You know, if I was swapping all my time for money, and, you know, and I was working in, you know, and I was working in a way that I don't work now, I wouldn't have had time to have the thought process of thinking, let's do a masterclass, let's do a webinar making 997 for Christmas. I know people need to make money. Yeah, I just wouldn't be able to do that. Never mind deliver it, and, you know, have the tech and the team to support me in doing that. And so it allows me to create so much free content. And for you, you'll be able to do the same. You know, if you really have a solid, predictable, profitable business with people who are ready and willing and able to invest in working with you on that deep, bespoke level, it's going to allow you to take that message out to the wider world. You'll have more time, you'll have more energy, you'll have more money, you'll be able to just spread the word faster. And I think that, to me, is like the biggest thing. It's the ripple effect, isn't it, of how that's going to affect. You know, it's not about that one family, it's how that family interact with other families. It's about how that, I always say, like, it makes that family nicer people, you know? You're nicer to the woman that gives you your coffee in the morning. You're nicer to the person who serves you in the restaurant. You're nicer to your partner. You're nicer to your pet. You're nicer to strangers in the street when the problem that you're facing is being resolved.
Yeah.
And no more so in the work that you do. It's life-changing stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, I know that from my own. I mean, you said that with your own children, the same with mine. You know, my son had terrible anxiety and OCD, and all sorts of things going on, and refused school for a while. So it comes from a place of understanding, a place of love, a place of, you know, support. That's what it's about. But also what you're saying in terms of being able to give things free, what it's given me confidence that the training that you did and what's come out of it was for me to go on live onto Facebook Live and other platforms, you know, to be able to share that with more confidence, actually have belief in what I'm saying, to believe in myself as a business owner, an entrepreneur, but also as a support person. So, but yeah, and actually realizing that actually being me is okay. I know that sounds silly.
It's perfect.
But actually being myself is okay. Opening up and showing my own vulnerabilities and things, that's also really important, I think.
Yeah, I think hopefully I do model that as well. My youngest daughter, Megan, should do some work for me, topping up her pocket money by making TikToks for me. And she's like, Mom, I had to listen to you for hours today, you know, banging on. She said, and at one point, you said, we were in Morrison's actually, and we're pushing and I'm very open about my whole story of having no money and my own mental health and the girls and stuff. We're pushing the trolley in Morrison's, having just spent, I think it's like £156 on, frankly, not a lot, you know, just all stuff that Megan wanted, and we, you know, treats and stuff. And she said, and in the video, you said, I made a vow to myself that I would never be unable to feed my kids again. And I just went, well, I'm not, am I? I've never not been able to feed you. And she was just like, I said, that's why I tell the story. And then it's because I want other people to see you can go from being in one place to another. And it is about your own self-determination. And she rips me for it. She's 15. But I know it's going in somewhere, because she says, you know, I want to be a lawyer and I want to run my own law firm, and then I can help more people, and then I can go and help, you know, children who have faced all the things that she's faced, you know, as a teenager, all the trauma that she's been through. And she's like, it's going to make a great story, Mum, and it's going to help more. I'm going to be able to help more people through telling my story. And I was just like, so proud.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. And teens, they're so resilient as well, aren't they? They, you know, with my own, you know, when I've been on the breadline, literally, and that's no lie, you know, and I put something in the trolley now, my daughter will still look at me from time to time and go, it's sort of the eyes that go, is that okay? Yeah. You know, and I can now go, yeah, that's okay. You know, that's all right. And that's, you know, whereas we're not counting the pennies every week, which, you know, it's hard for lots of us at the moment. I realise that.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, this is significant money. So I always say, like, I feel like I should be like a 7-figure success coach. And I'm like, I just love helping people make life-changing money. And for me, that's that first 6 figures. You know, when you first start making multiple £1,000s a month, start replacing your old salaries, start having money left over at the end of the month. That's when it becomes life-changing, because you suddenly, not, like say, watching every penny, counting things up as you go around the shop, and you start to move away from that person. I always say, like, my proudest moment is that I don't look at the petrol pump anymore when I'm filling it up, because I used to put a fiver in the minimum, and then now I do it till it clicks and I feel like I'm a millionaire, right? And it's little things like that I know make a big difference, and that's why I do what I do. That's why I help people make smaller significant amounts of money, but give them the skills to do it again and again and again. So now when you need to make, or you don't need to make, but just me, when you relaunch this again, and you'll do it again with more confidence, you'll have more evidence, you'll have more social proof, and it'll become a point where you can make money anytime, any place. And that's like such a gift for anybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what I've learned. But I suppose for me, the very first thing was I actually have to do something. You can't just always think, it's in the future. It's in the future. When I've done this, it'll work. When I've done this, when I've got that perfect post. And that's what I think. I'm quite good. I'm a last minute, person. So I will sometimes go, right, so I didn't have time to think about the posts that I put out whilst you were doing the training. I literally, went on to, grabbed a photo, put some text on and thought, right, let's do this. Let's see what happens. And actually, you also mentioned about how many times you started to post at the start. When you first started, you were like, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of posts. But I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it. So, and then the variety of posting that you talked about as well, not always the same style. I made a whole list here. And like you said earlier this morning, it doesn't really matter when you post it. It's just getting it out there, isn't it? So it becomes part of what you do. And like you said, in under half an hour, I think that's what you said this morning, you can do what you need to do. So I think I was getting in my own way.
Yes, and I think I blame a lot of other marketers who make it really complicated. See, and I talked about this morning, but it was, for me, it's like, there's loads of people who'll teach you how to write amazing copy and create beautiful branded imagery, and that's cool. I'm not that person. I am the person that's going to show you, just do these things every single day, relentless consistency, boring, but it works, and do the minimum work, really. We get to get the maximum return. And it's just about being really clear on your offer, being really consistent, showing up, asking for the sale. I mean, this stuff is not new information, but I think people get in their own way massively on this stuff. And I would say, like, it's brutal, but everyone I meet thinks they're special. Like, it's particularly hard for them because, right? And I would say, like, give me your "it's hard for me because" statement, because everyone's got one, yeah? I could have said, it's hard for me because I've got a school refuser who might get into school and then consistently text me until I go and pick her up again while I'm trying to do live calls, while I'm trying to run a business and all that kind of stuff. It's hard for everyone in some way or another, right? And I always say, like, what's your "it's easy for you" statement about me? Like, it was easy for you, Helen, because you're confident, or, you've got your hair's flat, or you've been doing it for years, or you've got an audience. And it's like, everyone's got the same start point. So, but you've got to get started and you've got to be consistent, and it becomes easy for you too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think what you've done,
you've got to be in it. You've got to be in it, haven't you? You've got to get in the race. Otherwise, there's no point whatsoever. If you don't even get to the starting block, you're stuffed, aren't you? I think it's just, the advice you give is just, it's practical, it works. I thought, right, I was going to put all faith in it. And actually on that training, you also mentioned Denise DT, I think the book, wasn't it? Get Rich and all those and those books. And I thought to myself, right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to download it. And I've downloaded about 2 or 3 of them. So that was a really good reading recommendation. Thank you as well, because you said about throw everything at it. And I think that's what I did. I thought, right, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens.
There's nothing to lose as long as you're moving forward. Like, as long as you're doing something. And that's what I say. I've launched so many things that no one have bought. I've written so many posts that no one's commented on. I've done so many lives that no one's turned up to. That's not the point. The point is that I've just done them consistently, and that's how you get to the point where you can put a webinar out on a whim and organically get 300 or 400 people join in, 100 odd people there. And like you say, the comments were really bouncing and people were really loving it. And, you know, I like to think that's kind of where I'm at my best with that, you know, get me in a Q&A situation. I can, you know, I really enjoyed that. And I know we did one in the mastermind, didn't we, the £99 thing, and that was like really well attended, and I really enjoyed it. But I'm constantly doing things in my business. I never think that's enough, I've done enough for today. I always think, like, what else could I do just for the fun of it? I just think I made a commitment that I'd never be in a position where I couldn't feed my kids. So I'm like, I made that deal with myself. So I'm just, every day I'm like, what else can I do? What more can I do? How much more money can I make? How many more people can I help? How many more posts can I put out? Like, for me, it's just a game, a competition I'm in with myself to just keep showing up. And I still have a very nice balanced life. I still have a lot of free time. I still have a lot of downtime. I still, you know, I took the whole day off yesterday and just like potted about with the kids. But then I come back to it and I think, what else can I do? You know, do a masterclass, let's you. And it's taking those actions, isn't it? So a lot of people, so for example, when you message me, it's very easy to go, oh my God, that's amazing. And that's the end of it. But actually it's like, no, how can we use this experience that you've had to help more people? Because I know Phil Harrison mentioned this last time we were chatting. He said, I've had to really change some of my examples that I use, because nearly all of them are about you, and people see you as now like, oh, well, it's different for her because, you know, she's got this audience or she's done millions of pounds and all that. But I think it's really important that people see this stuff works even if you're not me. It doesn't work for me because it's me. It worked for me in the beginning, and it works for people now in the beginning. It's not that, oh, it's easy for you because you're selling LinkedIn training on LinkedIn. It's not like that at all. It's like, no, these are the things I did right in the beginning when I had a social media marketing business. I needed to get some clients, and they work just the same now as they did 10 years ago now, you know. And it never, ever gets old for me. It never gets old teaching this, because there's already somebody new coming along who needs my help, right? And needs our help as a community, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you said, oh, you know, we'll have a chat about it today, I was like, yes, because I wanted to show that actually, if I can do it, if I can do it at my old age, if I can do it, you know, anyone could do it. And actually the fact that I've done it, well, I say once now, twice, 3 times, you can keep doing it. It's about believing in yourself and keeping going and take on. And when you talked about it, being a game or finding the fun in it, that's what I did. I thought, okay, well, let's play with this. Let's see, because you gave the 3 different price points, you know, said you look at these 3, which one sits well with you. And then actually I thought, yeah, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. And it's been great. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I mean, this is just such a great, it's just like a big love-in, and I love it. And I think you got to take the credit, because of those let's say 350 people who signed up for that, 20% of the people will do absolutely nothing. 20% of people will do something with it, and everyone else will probably think about doing it and might do something in the future, right? And I know this because I've done many group things. You were in that top 10%. You got in the right mindset. You did the thing. I gave you the framework, and that's what it was. It was it was a framework. I gave you the framework.
Yeah.
You did the thing. You got the results, and you've got to take the credit for that yourself, because taking action is the bit that I can't do for you. And you've done that brilliantly and executed perfectly and got the
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry about my dog.
Sorry.
No, well, thank you, because I think, you know, I've been the person that said, oh, well, it could happen in the future. It might happen, or I will do that. Whatever. But actually, you know, I've made a commitment to help other people, to help teens and students, help families. And actually, I could sit here for another 12 months saying I'm going to do that. But actually, I need to do it now. You know, they need it now. So therefore, get up off your backside. That's what I said to myself, and go and do it.
Good. And that's all I ask. I give all the training away for free. All I ask is for you to take action. That's it. Otherwise, it's a waste of everyone's time, right? And energy. But some people aren't ready, and that's okay. And I've had to just learn to accept that I can't make everyone do the things that I know that are going to move them forward. It is on them. But I can put as much frameworks in place as I can to help people.
Yeah, sorry.
Made it like a vicious dog. Looks very cute.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I'm surprised one of my cats aren't fighting, or my kids aren't asking me for things. To be honest. Amazing. So, Jo, how can people find out about you if they're in a position where they need help with their teenager? Where do they go and find you?
Well, I have my Facebook page, which is the Student Mindset Academy. I'm under Joanne Carter Fulton on LinkedIn and Student Mindset Academy on Instagram. I also do one-to-one work, but I also have my online portal, which is it's an online program. Teens can work it at their own pace, and they can access all the videos, activities, and stuff like that. So that's where to find me. I can put it in the link in afterwards, whatever, if anybody wants me to. Yeah. Or just message me, and we can have a chat.
Yes, brilliant. So go and find Jo, follow her, ask to connect with her, have a look at her stuff, share her stuff. If you've not got a teenager with a problem with anxiety and school, I'm going to guess that somebody on your road has, right? Because it's so prevalent. When I was openly talking about it, when I was I'm still going through it in a way, but when it was really difficult post-lockdown, the amount of people, like we ran the 5M event, and round a table of about 12 of us, I'd say 10 of us were facing some really very challenging situations. So if this isn't for you, that's fine. But if you share it, somebody somewhere will need Jo's help. So it's really important. And that goes for a lot of things that you see online. It might not be for you, but there's a good chance if these are good people doing good work, the more you share stuff with people, if you share this, for example, you share this and just say, have a watch of this, Helen's in my world. There's somebody somewhere will see that. And I know that because I ask people, how did you find out about me? And they say, oh, one of my friends on Facebook liked your stuff, or they shared your stuff, or you commented on something on LinkedIn. You just think, wow, that's like 1,000,000 to 1 chance that you ever found out about me. But you can make it much more available to people by sharing content. It's something I don't really talk about much, actually, but I should probably talk about more. But the more you share good content, the more people you're helping, you're doing your bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And also just to say, Helen, that one of the things I'm working with at the moment is a lot of it is with GCSE students who are preparing for mocks coming up, and maybe did that confidence and strategies, simple strategies they can use. So that is also what the Confidence Club, which is my online portal, it's called the Confidence Club. So you'll see lots of reference to that on different social media platforms as well about that. So that is the online one to help people. And actually with that, Helen, just to say, there is I do a monthly live exam practice session and a monthly live drop-in for anyone to discuss anything. So that might be of use for other GCSE students out there who might find that of benefit to them.
I'll have to send Megan your way. Right, that's amazing. Just this stuff fills my soul to the brim, because it's like, because when it gets hard and tough and it's difficult, and get people in my DMs and in my inbox telling me they don't like me or they don't like something, I'm like, why do I keep doing this? It's like, why do I do this if people can't keep people happy? And then I have one of these calls and I think, this is why we do what we do. And thank you very much for sharing your story. I'm so pleased you paid that extra money. Are you going to buy yourself something nice?
Well, actually, I went to London last night to see Tony Hadley at London Palladium, and we had a really nice dinner. And actually, whereas I normally would have gone, oh no, I thought, do you know what? I am going to buy that. I am going to have that. I am going to enjoy it, because that was, that's one of the benefits of it, wasn't it? But also, my 12-year-old, my daughter wants to do something at the weekend with half term. So I said, well, we can actually go out and have that treat. So that's
nice. That's what it's all about. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would say to anybody out there, if you're thinking about it or you're sitting there, please do it. Honestly, and you could be where I am now, and just being ever so grateful for all the support and the ideas and getting me off my backside and
yeah. So you can watch the replay. So the link is above or below or wherever it is. But so you can just click on the link. You just have to go through the scorecards, a couple of questions, and then you can watch the replay instantly of the whole training. So you can just go and do that right now. And then please do go and put your offers out and message me when you've had a success, and we can have a call about that too. So lovely. Thanks, Jo. I shall see you in Mind, and have an amazing week. Lots of love.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.